So those are people that believe in you. Type up some sort of proposal, introductory letter as to who you are, what you're doing, the impact that you're going to make, and why they need to support you. Because one thing that you all have that works very well for young people in my eyes, really. When I see young people who are really trying to make it and make something of themselves and do something positive, and I think about what I was doing between the age of 13 and 18, that makes me say I absolutely have to stand behind these young people and help them to be successful. And so people will support you, absolutely support you. If you've been in the community and you've been volunteering and you've been showing your time, sharing your time and things like that, ask people to help you. We have not because we ask not. Like I said, I was a telemarketer, so it was nothing for me to call someone and say, you already familiar with me because I've been working with you and volunteering with you in the community. These are my goals and this is what I would like to do. If I know I'm planting something inside of you where you're not the next person, you're the next person to hold the door for me open when I'm 65 years old as opposed to snatching my purse when I'm 65 years old, yes, I'm going to support you. Yes, I'm going to, how my baby, how much you need? Is it tax deductible? It ain't, oh, that's all right. I believe in you because I want to see you make it. Yes, so ask your uncles, ask your aunts, ask your pastor or whoever it is in the community that you're close enough to let them know exactly what's, because sometimes people just don't step up and help just because they know. Just because they know. Anything else? I would like us to be interactive as possible because I don't want to, I know sometimes if you get lost in too much information. Question. Pricing. Yes. Yep. I think Mr. Johnson, you had said that to me the other day about pricing. Yep. One thing that's really important, again, going back to mentorship too, looking at what other people are doing, not to recreate the wheel or copy what they're doing, but also to be consistent, right? Market analysis is very important. You want to know what people are already paying for what you're doing. So if you're, for instance, I'm in the market right now I am in the market, I'm sorry, but I needed a garage doors. Well, I don't like to shop though, but if you want to make sure you get the most economical value, you're going to take your time to see, who has the best product, whose product lasts the longest, what's the most affordable, what's the turnaround time. So you want to consider, I'll give you one even better for my business, okay? So when we go out and price a tree job, so say I come and that big old tree out there, just a tree, and I go out and I say, how much is it going to cost for me to take this tree down? Well, first I have to consider how long is it going to take me to take that tree down? It's going to take me about 4 hours to take the tree down. So then my cost, I have to say, well, what does that crew size need to look like? So what's your business? What's your name? Zaire, what's your business? Selling shirts. Okay, here we go. So to consider how much your shirt would be when you sell it, you first got to consider how much is this shirt going to cost me, right? How much is the shirt going to cost me? And then compare it to how much comparable t-shirts are. Like somebody else somewhere is already doing what you're doing. So how much do they t-shirts cost? Can I mark it up while still being within that bracket of reasonable pricing? Or can I sell it for what they're selling and still make a profit? So then you got to consider all your overhead costs too, because you need to do more than buy the t-shirt. So you got to consider how much the t-shirt costs, the materials that you need to make that t-shirt become what it needs to become. Um, is anybody helping you? You got to pay them. So when I send people out to do, well, my husband really, he's the operations guy. So when he figures out how much that tree is going to cost, he has to consider how much time it's going to take, what type of crew size does that mean I have to have. If I have to send 4 or 5 people out here, then I have to consider, and they make it somewhere between $16 and $30 an hour. So I got to figure out, if I'm paying all these jokes that much every hour, I got to price this tree to a point where I'm not coming out of money at the end of it. Because I could try to be all nice and dandy and say, oh, I want to be all nice, and because I really want to help people save money, and I don't want to charge that much for that tree. But then I'm paying workers' comp insurance, I'm paying general liability insurance, I'm paying diesel gas with my equipment running the whole time while we're working. I gotta pay the crew while they're working. So I don't want to lowball the job so low that at the end of the day, I really done paid them $200 because it superseded how much I actually made. So just consider everything that is going to cost you up front and then double it. That's how we normally price ourselves. We consider double or triple it if you can, but you still want to be within reasonable pricing, because at the end of the day, you don't want anyone to, you don't want too many people to say, no, you cost too much, and I had to go with JoJo's company, JoJo's t-shirt company, because he don't charge that much. And then guess what? Sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, well, you're gonna have to go to JoJo and them, because JoJo and them don't have to pay these high insurance rates and stuff that I have to. They don't have the overhead that I have. They paying their employees under the table. He not even paying payroll taxes and employment tax and all of that. So you just make sure that it's consistent with the market. So always do market analysis, and that should always help you. So market analysis, to me, consists of seeing how much other people are charging, who's buying it, like who's your customer. This is a big one too, y'all. Anybody know what avatar is for your business, to create a business avatar? Are very close. Very, very close. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
I would think of like a virtual person or like a body of your business.
It is who your customer is. Illustrate your customer. So maybe we'll say, your customer avatar. So your customer avatar, who is your customer? Because once you figure out who your customer is, you're going to make sure you nail down everything it is about you to be attractive to your customer. So we'll say in relationships. So if someone they always say, someone may have a type. I like smart people. I like disciplined people. I like people that like to spend time, quality time. Your business is the same thing, because your business and your customer are in a relationship. And you want to know how you're supposed to show up and be attractive to them. So if you know your average customer, what type of t-shirts? Designs. What kind of designs? Gaming designs. Here we go. So you're making t-shirts that have gaming images on it and stuff. So How old would you say the average gamer is? Okay. 14, 12? Up to what age? Up to 28? That's good. I have a bonus son who is 37, I want to say. And that's the first thing he do when he get out of work. He is an extreme gamer, right? And so you want to, but I did say average, right? Because it does. It goes, you can have an extreme gamer probably from 6 on the 56, who knows, right? But the average, somewhere in the average, I would probably say it's maybe somewhere between 14 and 21. So we know this is someone that they like gaming. What type of income do they have, or are they a student? You know, if they're a student, you know that you got to kind of put your pricing somewhere where a student can afford it, right? You don't want to mark them up so high that it take a doctor's salary to buy a t-shirt. So you know that you're mostly marketing to people who have limited amount of money. So you want to make sure that you're sourcing your products in a way that you price it to target the people that you would want to buy your product. You want to make sure that you're in spaces where those people are going to. So Mr. Johnson talked about all of these entrepreneur events and opportunities and stuff. Well, if it's a youth entrepreneur event, you know other youth are going to be here. So you wouldn't, you are pitching to gamers, so you wouldn't take up a space at a senior citizen expo, you know, and hope that you go sell these gaming t-shirts. This is my big day. No, because that's not your market. So make sure you scoping out your market. Make sure that you're in the right environment to be successful, right? Most importantly to me, when starting a business or considering starting a business or concept idea, the biggest thing you have to come to is, what problem am I solving? Because we can have a passion in the world, but if it's not actually solving a problem, don't nobody care what you're selling. They don't care how cute it is. You only gonna get so many people they're gonna support you out the kindness of their heart. And I can't tell you how many times I done did that. Oh, I appreciate that you out here doing something good with yourself. And now I got 11 trinkets at home, you know, just collecting dust because it's not really something that I needed. So make sure that you're offering something that someone needs. If I'm a real gamer, I need that t-shirt because it make me feel good when I got that, what's a game out right now? Call of Duty. I got my Call of Duty shirt on. Listen, got my headset on. I got my snacks on the side. Cold Mountain Dew. What? Listen, I am your customer, so I need that shirt. So make sure that you have something that people need. Make sure you're in that space where the people that need you already are. As far as marketing and things like that go, I don't have a whole lot of experience in marketing because we are in an industry, you have to have somebody taking care of the trees. It's another word I want to ping to you is recession proof. Get that in your heart right now. Make sure you're going into something that they can't wipe you out. When COVID hit, remember how many businesses got shut down? We couldn't even go inside and eat a hamburger at McDonald's. I couldn't even go get my hair done. Y'all know how, I was hurt, okay? So make sure you're going into something that they can't wipe you out because at the end of the day, some of my hairstylist friends, they were out of business for over a year. Over a whole year. My business, the business that my husband started and cashed out his 401k and quit a job that he probably could have been at until this day, but again, walk by faith and not by Sight. Come on. Oh, y'all some. Oh, I love y'all. Yes. Walk by faith and not by sight. You got to take some risks. Because with our reward. So you got to make sure you put yourself in a position where you like, listen, they not going to wipe me out. When they were out of business for a year and a half, our business was only out for about 60 days or so. And that was the best break I had. I was able to claim unemployment. They had to rake that unemployment up high as the sky. And I used that money and saved it to invest in my business, right? So remembering to use your resources, use your day job, whatever it is that you can use to fund your business. So they couldn't wipe us out because COVID or not, if somebody got a broken branch and it's about to fall on the playset and hurt a child or damage the house, which these storms have had. We know one time, a couple of years ago, we had a storm come through and the tree fell on our house and the lady passed away. So we know this is something that we have to make sure the tree is safe, that it's sturdy. It's not about landscaping and that I just want a pretty tree. Some people do, want it for the aesthetics of it. But we out here like some tree doctors. They have to see us for whatever reason. So when you're going into your business, think about stuff that people absolutely need. They absolutely need it. Whether it is for survival, whether it is for pleasure, or whether it is, so it's either or, survival or pleasure. So a survival job, we gotta eat, we have to be seen medically, we have to take care of our trees, we have to, anybody else got another occupation or industry that we absolutely need? Yeah, I would say, like imagine we never have anybody that can come cut the grass. Everybody have a city violation, paying more money, you know, and then as far as like pleasure type of things, like you said the t-shirt, and you aim towards gamers. Well, a gamer in their mind say, I need that. If I'm not a gamer, I don't need that. If someone doesn't wear nails or get a massage or things like that, that's not a need to the average person, but it's a need to people that value it. So always find the people that value what you're doing. Yeah. So we talked about pricing. We talked about resources and networking. What's another aspect of business? Marketing. I say, and then also be fair to yourself in the process, because we need breaks. We need breaks. We are not created to be overwhelmed, and it's going to take a lot for you to get to where you want to be. But don't let the grind culture get you. I'm sorry, When that storm came through, remember that tornado we just had? Y'all, I was getting 30 calls every single day for like 4 days. And that same weekend that the tornado came through, me and my family had a trip to go to Indianapolis and be with my brother-in-law and have fun and be with our family. Do you think we canceled that trip to go chase a bag? Because when you're working in your purpose, you don't have to chase anything. So that cliche need to go out the window, because I don't have to chase anything. I align to it. Because again, it's already purpose for us. And if we're doing things according to how it's set up for us anyway, we're not going to miss anything that is purposed for us. But sometimes when we don't understand our purpose, we think that we have to go nonstop and we can't stop, or we're going to miss something and all of that. But I take my breaks. It was a lot of business I missed. Like right now, I'm literally looking for a tree care company in the area where people say they trust their company like they trust our company, so that we can start getting some of our overflow business too. You know, because it's too much. Nobody want to just work themselves to death. I know I'm not. I'm not going to do that. So be fair to yourself in the process of being successful, because it's not real success if you're too tired to enjoy the fruit of your labor. Good job. You have to. You do. I love that. What is your name? Say it. Okay, say it. And what do you do? No way. That's awesome. How long have you been doing that? 2 summers. That's good. And how old are you? So you've been doing that since you were 11 years old. That's awesome. And then you pulled your friends in with you. That to me speaks volume. Please show me. Look, you're hired. Please show me. Amazing. You did. That is amazing. Yes. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, employees. So going back to my earlier days when I came on the scene for Wise Man Tree Expos, I was just really trying to show my husband that he had a good partner. And he had some little small jobs that I know I had no clue what I was doing. I was about to try, and I knew I couldn't do it by myself. Y'all, that's the main thing we have to understand too. We can't do it by ourselves. We have to reach out to our friends and be like, look, my favorite line, you want to make a hustle? I'll call my friend in a minute. You want to make a hustle? Because it's always, if it's enough for me, it's enough for us. Sometimes, and that's my philosophy when it comes to outreach. If it's enough for me to substantiate my family, then I probably have enough to share. What happens is when we don't pull each other in and we don't share our resources and we don't share our opportunities, sometimes we're afraid that maybe they're going to go and be better than us. So you have to be humble. You have to be, that's the only way that you will invite somebody in to help you, is a humble approach about it. Listen, they're not going to come in and outshine me because it ain't a competition. We're going to work together. So I got an opportunity for me, so if I bring in my friend, then they'll have an opportunity as well. I called my friend Tiffany, and Tiffany came and she helped me plant 4 sand cherry bushes on the corner of Old Lansing Road and Waverly. I'll never forget. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was my husband didn't have somebody to do it. He was paying $250 for a job that was only going to take me about an hour. I'm about to call my homegirl. We're going to split this right out in the middle. Now she on. Now I'm on, and my husband had a way of satisfying a customer that would have had to wait even longer until either he exhausted himself to do an extra job or found somebody to do it. So always look for the strengths in your friends.